Josh, just curious if you have any reaction to Coach Ryan saying that the Jaguars overreacted near the bench area, and that's what caused this whole melee on Sunday.
I think we reacted the way from the reaction that we saw, and
This is a situation I was just remarking to Mark that we haven't actually been in person.
you remember who?
Remarking to. I realize how weird that was. As I said it, we haven't been in the locker room with you guys in a situation quite like this in almost 5 years, where there's still 5 games to go, but mathematically eliminated. What are you drawing upon as motivation? What does this locker room draw upon as motivation moving forward these next 5 games?
I mean, at the end of the day, we still got a job to do, and that is to win. So at the end of the day, man, tape don't lie. Everybody watches it. So if you're not going to be on this team this year, you're going to probably be on another team somewhere else. So, go out here and put on bad tape and just try to get through, and that's who you are. So I think the expectation is to go out here and to get better each week and win this game this week.
As a cornerstone of the franchise under contract, you got a bunch of guys that are they're going to be here next year.
Yeah.
I mean, can this 5 games be a springboard? Can you start fixing it now?
I mean, I believe so. I think when you look back at the last couple of years, when we started off slow and then we ended up making it to the playoffs, we started off hot coming into that next year. And then we came in hot that next year and then kind of sizzled down. And then we came in, sizzled down. Now it's like, how are we going to finish the season? Can we finish it hot on a good path, on a good trajectory? So coming in next year, we can have that momentum and keep building on that, or are we going to fizzle down and just, lay our heads? I don't think we're going to do that. You just said we got a lot of core guys who believe in each other, and I heard a little bit what Evan said, and we got a lot of good guys on this team that's not going to lay down. So I'm excited about it.
Do you think in any way, because of being out of the playoff race right now, that you guys allow yourselves at all to start thinking about the possibility that there might be some significant changes outside of the locker room?
No. I mean, we still have to show up and show out. Come in here, getting ready to get the play call, and go out there and execute offensively, defensively, special teams. So can't really worry about anybody else's position, because if you start worrying about others, then you're going to slip in yours. So, that's really my philosophy. And if I come in and do what I do, good things are going to happen.
A couple of guys have floated that part of the frustration about this season is that how much talent's in the locker room, and the results just aren't showing that. Do you kind of feel that same way, that the talent's there, it just kind of hasn't turned out the way you wanted?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. It goes back to when you're growing up and you're playing against a team that's full of talented people, but let's say they're not, they're just, and then you play against a team that's less talented but more on key, like, this team's not gonna beat us, and then you get beat even though you got more talent. So it's almost like you don't want to get into that we got more talent, but I obviously feel like we do have a lot of talent on this team, and why isn't it? And that's always the question. But I know it's not talent. I know it's not physicality. You look at the game. We're hitting people as hard as anybody's hitting us, I guess. Making plays as well. So, but those teams make more plays. When they need it. They had to take away. We didn't. You know what I mean? So, close game. They had to take away. We didn't. They won by 3.
Reflecting back to Sunday's game, did you guys feel like you did enough in a response, not immediately, but maybe in the second half, to, I don't want to say retaliate?
No, we didn't do enough. We ended up losing the game.
Well, I just meant to maybe avenge Trevor.
We lost.
So
no.
that would have been the ultimate get back, is to win the game?
For sure.
Do you feel like messaging from the top is still getting across in the locker room?
You said what?
The messaging, like the message from the staff, from the front office, that's still getting across in the locker room?
Yeah, it's Tennessee. Our main focus this week is Tennessee, and how can we ourselves as players, individuals, get better and then improve on it each day while we go in here and prepare for Tennessee and go out there and execute. Tennessee's in the same boat as us. We hate them, they hate us. The rivalry's still there, and who wants it? So, and I think it's gonna be a tough game. I'm excited about it. Love our matchups. We just gotta go out there and play.
when you guys went on that run and were winning a lot of games coming back, guys were talking about how they never doubted that you guys could come back. Now there's been a lot of these one-score games where you're on the other side of it. Is there still that belief that we can get over this hill? This is no problem. We're going to get there? Because
It better be.
Difference.
It better be. We ain't gonna win no game. If you're going in a game thinking that you ain't gonna win, you ain't gonna win the game. You know what I mean? And that starts with confidence. That starts with believing. So if you don't believe, individually, you may tell people you believe that I'm still bought in, but if you look in yourself and look in your mirror and you be like, I don't know, then that doubt's gonna creep in and it's gonna show. So hopefully, I don't know what each guy individually thinks. I know what we talk about in here, and we're not like that. But do you go home and do you take the time? Do you study more? Do you do more before or after practice to see that through? So
Is it strange to put the same work in that you put in last year and got all the results, whether individually or as a team, and do that again and not get the results? Is that a tough thing to process?
the thing is, man, I've been doing that for the last couple of years. So I did it the year before I got 17, and I didn't really get anything from it. Then I did the same thing, and then just preparation, just the way I prepare, pre-practice, going out there 20 minutes early, doing what I do. Been doing that for a couple of years. I feel like I actually worked harder the years before last year than I did last year to get me to 17. And now I'm like doing the same process, tweaking things here and there. I'm not gonna say it's just not my ear, but I don't know. Good question.
Do you have the sack record in your sights? Do you know how close you are?
5. What I got? 5,
4.5,
4.5, 5.
Yeah.
I want a half. I'll take a half. Yeah.
But is that something you can put as
For
a
sure.
goal now that the playoffs are out of reach?
Yeah, for sure. But I want to win, obviously, too. No matter if we win or hell, I don't want to be no dang loser. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, I want to go home and watch tape and be happy about it, or be excited to be encouraged, you know what I mean? See great tape, celebrate a win that each individual guy has up front. Like, I want to celebrate those. I don't want to go in here and poop face and, look over the good plays that we had to go on the corrections that we did. Like, that's just not a good feeling, and I don't like that feeling. And so, but yeah, like, got 4 sacks. My family knows about it more than probably me, but my wife tells me all the time, like, hey, get that record. All you just need is 4 sacks.
Yeah.
Like
you can just go 4
you
plays.
just do 4 sacks, But I had a couple games last year where I had 3, so I can't say it's out of the realm. I've never had 4 sacks. Don't know what it feels like to do that in one game, but hopefully, speaking into existence. But at the end of the day, man, I just want to go out there and play for my guys, man, and break the record.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, Josh.
Hey, Mia here, and thanks so much for watching 1010XL Jaguars. For even more coverage of the Big Cats, be sure to subscribe to 1010XL Jaguars.